Hey, what's up, 12s? Today we're going to talk about Seattle's 2020 draft class from rounds 4 through 7. And talking about two big-name players who were cut yesterday to make room on the roster, potentially to bring back Jadeveon Clowney. So let's get started. So in the 4th round, Seattle took with their 133rd overall selection, they took tight end Colby Parkinson out of Stanford. Parkinson is a big tight end, good sized one. I was kind of surprised that they're taking another tight end, but it looks like from the players that have been taking this draft that they're building for the future and bringing in a lot of depth. Parkinson is a big tight end, a lot like Gragels in his style, for his size and all that. Very good at Stanford. I am a Washington Huskies fan, and he caught a lot of big passes against the Dogs in many games. Caught a touchdown catch against them. He was really good. Really excited that we got him on our side, on my side now. So that was what they got with their first 4th round selection. So with the 144th overall selection in the 4th round, Seattle got running back DJ Dallas out of Miami. Dallas, a really good running back. He kind of a do-it-all guy. Similar to Travis Homer, he a little bit bigger. He's kind of a do-it-all running back. He can catch like a receiver, can block, very good rushing. It looks like Pete Carroll is wanting to, I don't know if they're wanting him to potentially be the starter in the future, but to add a lot of some depth to that running back position right now with Chris Carson still healing from that hip injury. I'm pretty sure Carson will be able to start this season, but running back Rashad Penny is the big question mark with the torn ACL coming back from that. So bringing in DJ Dallas was a great move on Seattle's part. So in the 5th round, with the 148th selection that Seattle got from Carolina in their trade earlier in the draft by trading down with them, they selected pass rusher Alton Robinson out of Syracuse. Really speedy pass rusher, has a lot of juice that can create a lot of sacks for Seattle. Head coach Pete Carroll said he was excited to bring more depth to their pass rusher position with drafting Darrell Taylor and Alton Robinson, great pass rushers who generated a lot of sacks and production while in college. Pete Carroll's hoping for these two guys to bring in a lot of production to that Seattle pass rush in 2020. So with Seattle's 214th selection in the 6th round, Seattle selected wide receiver Freddie Swain out of Florida. Swain is a great wide receiver. He's kind of a do-it-all guy. Smaller like Tyler Lockett. Very fast, speedy, catches a lot of balls. He also is a kick and punt returner who can potentially take over for Tyler Lockett, which is not good. Tyler Lockett is Seattle's #1 receiver. It's not good to have your #1 receiver returning kickoffs and punts. It's good to get him out of there to reduce the amount of to prevent him getting injured in just a kickoff. So that was a good move on Seattle for Pete Carroll and John Schneider to bring in another guy to compete for the kick in the kicking game, punt return, all that. Wide receiver David Moore did do a lot of the punt returning in 2019. So with their final selection, with the 251st overall selection, Seattle traded back into the draft because they did not have a 7th round selection. So Seattle traded a 2020 6th round pick to Miami for their 7th round selection. With that final pick, Seattle selected do-it-all player, tight end, wide receiver, quarterback in high school and college, Stephon Sullivan. This guy is more of a, unlike all the other players who can be plugged in right away and start, this guy is going to be a little bit more, need a little bit more grooming according to Pete Carroll. But this guy can be like your Taysom Hill for the New Orleans Saints, how they got, you can play running back, receiver. Oh yes, Sullivan has also played running back. So you got all these, like, he can put him in the Wildcat. He can play wide receiver. He can be a tight end and block. He can throw, trick plays where you can throw a pass to someone. So this is a nice guy to have on your roster. So the Monday after the draft, Seattle had announced that they had released guard DJ Fluker and center Britt to relieve up some cap space. So I don't know what they're planning on doing with this. I'm pretty sure that they're going to want to bring in at least one veteran pass rusher to this group, even though they drafted a couple pass rushers. They're going to need a veteran leader in that room. It's going to be Jadeveon Clowney or Everson Griffin. It's not known right now. Or they could even trade for pass rusher Matt Judon from the Baltimore Ravens or Yannick Ngakoue from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that's a potential. They are saving close to $10 million by releasing those two players this year. So that's a lot of money to go out and get a pass rusher. So Britt, he's one of the few players left from the Super Bowl years with Seattle. Very sad. He was one of the consistent players that you see on the offensive line. The guy that stayed there the longest. He played from 2014 through 19. Fluker spent 2 seasons in Seattle. Very good run blocker. So with the type of player Seattle's been drafting on offense, it looks like they want to go to more of a pass-happy offense style. It's been made clear that Russell Wilson has made it clear to Pete Carroll that he would like to throw the ball more. Possibly balance it out more instead of running the ball most of the time like they did in 2018. They balanced it out better in 2019. Russell Wilson wants to throw it more. So it looks like the way they're going with this offensive line, they're going to be better pass protectors. So you see that with tackles, Brandon Shell and Cedric Boyer, and then B.J. Finney being brought in, and then their guard Damian Williams that they drafted this year, who's gonna take over for Fluker, it looks like, at that right guard position. They do have other competition with Chance Warmack and Phil Haynes will probably compete at that left guard position. Mike Ipati was brought back to start at the left guard position. It's unclear if he will actually make it to to the regular season on the roster. But with their type of offense they've been setting up in free agency with the offensive line, and then bringing in Philip Dorsett, you got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, who can great deep ball catchers. Russell Wilson's one of the best deep ball passers in the game. With their running back they brought in who can run the ball, who's a great to catch passes out of the backfield, who is a little bit better than Travis Homer. So it looks like Seattle is going in that direction offensively. They're going to want to put up more points in the game instead of leaning on their defense. They could do that back in 2013 and 14. They cannot do it as well. Most of their games, they started off slow. They either lost or barely came back and scored a field goal. So Seattle is trying to improve their defense, but they're wanting to score more points on offense to help out the defense a little bit more. With the cap space they freed up, they can potentially go after a pass rusher. Jadeveon Clowney still available. All those players. And they also need a defensive tackle. Mike Daniels still available. Damian Harrison. They need a great run stuffer. So that is what I can see Seattle making a move on the defensive line sometime soon. So thank you for watching. I'll be giving more updates and news on Seattle's doings. It's going to be a little bit. We're going to see more Seattle's undrafted free agent signings. I'll do a whole movie on that, possibly in a week, so I get the whole list of what they have signed, potential starters and all that. Give you my thoughts on that, and give you more, and I'll update you if Seattle gets Jadeveon Clowney or another pass rusher. So thanks for watching. I'll see you around. Go Hawks.